Hi, in this video I'd like to show you how to strategically solve a word problem. So the first thing that you want to do when you're strategically going through to solve a word problem is of course to read that problem and to pick out the things that you know and don't know. So for example, alright, what do we know here? Well, we know that Daniel weighs 1.5 times as much as Anita. And we also know that together, these two guys here, well, this guy and this girl, weighs 250 pounds. What do we not know? Well, we don't know Anita's weight or Daniel's weight. All right, so it might seem weird that you want to go through and say, oh, what do you know, what do you know? But that's going to be important later on. The next thing that you want to do is figure out what you want to use as your variable. So I'm going to choose to use Anita, but you could actually use Daniel. You might wonder, well, why did I choose Anita if I could use Daniel? Well, the reason I chose Anita is the fact that they told us that Daniel weighs 1.5 times as much as Anita. So since they're talking about Anita, it will give us less work. So my variable will be A, and that will be for Anita. Alright, so now that we know that the variable is A for Anita, we can figure out what Daniel's weight is by describing it with Anita's weight. So Daniel's weight is, let's say it says Daniel weighs 1.5 times as much as Anita, so 1.5 times A. Sorry, that's a 2. And Anita's weight, well, Anita's weight is simply just A. So now we know that Daniel's weight is 1.5 A and Anita's weight is A. So together, well, we know that together they weigh 250 pounds. So we know that we're going to have to add these two things up. And when we do add these two things up, we'll get 250 pounds. So 1.5 A plus A, so that's their weight together, should give you 250 pounds. Well, 1.5, same thing as 1.5, right? So really 1.5 A plus A gives us 250. 1.5 A plus A is actually 2.5. So 2.5 A gives us 250. Now we can go ahead and divide both sides by A. And when we divide both sides by 2.5, there we go. And once you divide both sides by 2.5, we get that A is equal to 100. All right, that's 10. Okay, so 100. So A is equal to 100, which makes sense that Anita's weight is 100. Remember that together they weigh 250 pounds. So if Anita's weight is 100, then Daniel's weight is 1.5 times that. So Daniel's weight is 150, which does make sense because now together their weight is in fact 250 pounds. So notice what I did at the end there. I put my answers into words to make sure that it makes sense, and it does.